You wake up, and before your feet hit the floor, you have already lost. Not to the day, not to your enemies, not to your circumstances. You have lost to a rectangle in your hand. You hand over the most valuable real estate you will ever own, the first 30 minutes of your conscious mind. To strangers, to outrage, to headlines engineered to hijack your nervous system. And from that moment forward, you are not steering your day. You are reacting to someone else's. Marcus Aurelius did not open his eyes and reach for a feed. He opened his eyes and reached for a principle. That is the distance between a pawn and a sovereign, and that distance is 30 minutes. Let us be precise about what is actually happening to you every morning. The apps are not neutral. The feed is not a window on the world. It is a weapon engineered by the most sophisticated behavioral scientists alive, tuned to one metric: time on screen. And the fastest way to hold your attention is not to delight you. It is to alarm you, to outrage you, to make you feel that the world is collapsing and that you personally must watch it collapse right now, before you have eaten, before you have moved, before you have thought a single thought of your own. You are not scrolling. You are being fed. And what you are being fed is cortisol, urgency, and other people's agendas, all before 7 a.m. Stop. Read that again. You are being fed cortisol before you have made a single decision of your own. That is not an accident. That is the design. Machiavelli understood something that most people refuse to accept. Those who control the information control the response. When you wake up reactive, you are governable. When you wake up governed, you are formidable. Your enemies, your competitors, the forces that benefit from your distraction, they do not need to defeat you in open battle. They only need to hand you a phone and watch you defeat yourself. So here is the move, not a vague instruction to be more mindful. A real sequenced 30-minute protocol drawn from Stoic practice and strategic thinking that turns the most dangerous 30 minutes of your day into the most powerful ones. Minutes 0 to 5. The Stoic Audit. Do not touch your phone. Do not turn on a screen. Before anything else enters your mind, you govern it. Epictetus drew a line at the center of human experience. What is in your control and what is not? Your body, your attention, your judgment, your response. That is the territory of the sovereign. Everything else, the news, the markets, the opinions, the catastrophes, is outside the walls. In these first 5 minutes, you name your territory. You ask, what must I do today that is within my power and matters to my mission? One answer. Not a list. One answer. Write it down or say it aloud. You have just set the compass before the storm hits. Minutes 5 to 15. The physical claim. This is non-negotiable, and it is Stoic in the deepest sense. The Stoics were not armchair philosophers. Marcus Aurelius commanded armies. Cato trained his body as a deliberate act of character. They understood that a mind that cannot govern its body cannot govern anything. 10 minutes of deliberate physical effort, whether that is a cold shower, a hard set of exercises, a brisk walk in cold air, is not about fitness. It is about proof. You prove to your own nervous system before the world has said a single word to you that you are in command. The body that moved on command this morning will be harder to rattle at noon. This is how you build what Seneca called the unconquerable will. Not by talking about it, but by testing it before breakfast. Here is a hard truth. The man who cannot govern his body for 10 minutes in the morning will not govern his reactions in the boardroom, in the argument, in the crisis. Discipline at 6 a.m. is practice for discipline at 6 p.m. Minutes 15 to 25. The strategic scan. Only now, governed and physical and anchored, do you open the world. And you open it on your terms. You take 10 minutes, not 30, not 90, 10, and you consume deliberately. Not the feed, not the notifications. You read one thing of your choosing, a financial brief, a single news summary, a chapter of a book that sharpens your thinking. You are not consuming for emotion. You are scanning for signal. What has changed in the world that I need to account for in my decisions today? That is the only question. You are a strategist scanning terrain, not a civilian absorbing chaos. You read, you extract the relevant signal, and you close it. The information is in service of your mission, not a replacement for it. You are being played right now if you believe that more information in the morning makes you better prepared. It does not. Unfiltered information in a reactive state makes you anxious, scattered, and slow. Filtered information in a governed state makes you decisive. The difference is not what you read, it is the state you are in when you read it. Minutes 25 to 30. The declaration, 5 minutes. You return to your one answer from minute 1. You look at it. You decide, what is the single first action that moves me toward it today? Not a plan, not a strategy session. One action, the first one. And you commit to doing it before you respond to anyone else's agenda, before email, before messages, before the noise finds you. This is what Machiavelli understood about effective men. They act before they react. They move before they are moved. 5 minutes of declaration converts intention into trajectory. Never do this. Reach for your phone before that first action is taken. You break the protocol the moment you make yourself available to other people's urgency before your own. This is the 30-minute sovereign protocol. Stoic audit, physical claim, strategic scan, declaration. In 30 minutes, you have governed your inner world, proved your discipline in your body, consumed the outer world on your terms, and committed to a single forward move. You are no longer a reactor. You are a director. Now understand what this does over time. One morning does not make a sovereign, but 30 mornings build a different nervous system. 90 mornings build a different identity. The man who governs his morning stops being surprised by his own reactions in the afternoon. He stops feeling behind. He stops feeling like the world is happening to him. That feeling of being swept along by events, powerless, always catching up. That is not a circumstance. That is a habit. And it is a habit installed in the first 30 minutes of every day. Change that window and you change the entire structure of who you become. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations at the start of a day that would include commanding an empire. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. He was not writing for publication. He was writing for himself in the morning before the world demanded anything. He was doing the protocol. He was governing the inner world before touching the outer one. That is your inheritance if you claim it. Not the feed, not the outrage, not the headlines of people who need you reactive and small. Your inheritance is the governed mind that moves on principle, not on impulse, that acts on strategy, not on fear. Take the morning. Take it completely. 30 minutes governed, deliberate, yours. That is where the sovereign is built. One morning at a time. If this framework is the kind of thinking you want to keep building on, subscribe to STOLVEX. Every week we bring you real principles and real strategic moves to help you master the inner world and read the outer one. The newsletter goes deeper still. The link is in the description. Keep rising.